Hi, tonight we have a special treat for you. Islam will go head to head with Judaism so that you, the searcher, can properly decide which belief system is true. In this corner, 1300 years old, the faith of the Prophet Muhammad, the belief system that gave the world the Quran, the 5 pillars, Ramadan, Mecca, the Kaaba, Allah's Ummah, the restoration of the original uncorrupted monotheistic faith of Adam. 1 billion strong, give it up for Islam!
الناس يعيبون قبل عيوب الناس غيرها ترفع المرأة وعليا عساس بيني وبين اللي خلقني شدك تدخل نتحس جيل اللي ذهب نحس وفعية الخناس فم تحل بزاف فوق نازت في دبانة ضغطي به ذنوبي طاحوا في كرشك بطامة قرقر وطيب وبات الحس في طاري كاين منك بس.
And in this corner, 3,200 years old, the faith of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the one constant throughout history, the belief system that gave us the Hebrew Scriptures, our first moral standard, the world's first revelation of God to humanity, the religion that all other monotheistic religions of today are based on. Give it up for Judaism!
Don't need no stripes on my shoulder, rapper. But these lyrics are not bogus, over. Mashiach's right around the corner. I'm drunk from this guy who's got me trying to get sober. Maccabee, yeah, warrior man. Lived with Uncle Sam, but now the Holy Land. If there was no L.I., then I would've just ran. Cause everything just sweeter in Jerusalem. I'm a soldier, and my crew be the chosen few. Shot asking my people what it is, what to do. Be decide, cause it used to be my place. Show my face the first time, right?
One day, Muhammad was sitting in a cave near Mecca. Then the angel Gabriel appeared and revealed to him the Quran. However, what made this event even more miraculous was that till then, the Prophet Muhammad never learned how to read or write till he was confronted by the angel of Allah. This was the birth of Islam as we know it today. The descendants of Abraham, the Hebrew, who we know today as the people of Israel, 2 million of them stood on the base of Mount Sinai and heard and saw God speak to them. The Almighty gave these ex-slaves his holy blueprint for humanity, what we call the Torah, which I might add is what the Quran is based on. This is what is known as Judaism today.
The ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching one by one, the little one stops to suck his thumb. And they all go marching down, around, and under the ground.
Muhammad ibn Abdullah was born in the city of Mecca. Muhammad, in his search for truth, used to retreat to a cave in the surrounding mountains to meditate. Here at the age of 40, in the month of Ramadan, he received his first revelation from God. 3 years after this, Muhammad started preaching these revelations publicly, proclaiming what Abraham first proclaimed, that God is one and that complete surrender to him, literally Islam, is the only way or din acceptable to God, and that he himself was a prophet and messenger of God. After this, Muhammad ibn Abdullah set out on conquest to rid the world from polytheism by introducing them to Allah's final message to humanity, Islam. Some battles were bloody and some weren't, but ultimately it culminated in the creation of the mighty Islamic Caliphate of the 8th century. Islam teaches that through the spreading of Islam, the world will culminate in a messianic age led by the Mahdi, the guided one. the Almighty was looking for someone who was wholeheartedly searching for him. Someone who was not comfortable with just getting by, but wanted something more. He found him in the person of Abraham. Now, Abraham is also a central figure in Islam, recorded in the Quran, a later source in the Hebrew scriptures, obviously. So, because Abraham first opened his heart to the Creator appointed him and his descendants to be his mouthpiece to the world. Our father Abraham earned the title Hebrew or Ivri because he physically crossed over from where he was to where the merciful Creator wanted him to be. The Almighty equipped Abraham's descendants, the Hebrews, for this task by giving them his holy instructions, the Torah, on Mount Sinai, so that through them they could repair the world. The merciful Creator also equipped Abraham's descendants with the land of Israel. Why? Because at that time, it was the center of the world. It was where the south met the north and the east met the west. Why were the Jews given the land of Israel? In order to spread ethical monotheism, and that's it. Now, Abraham's descendants started off on the right foot, culminating with the reign of King David and after with his son Solomon. But the Jews lost their way. So in an attempt to not let the Jews fail in their mission, God destroyed their temple and physically exiled them, the Jews, across the globe so that they would be forced to physically tell the world the message that was first revealed to Abraham and later revealed to them on Mount Sinai. That God is one and that he demands holiness from his creation. This belief system also gave birth to other offshoot religions. And through the spreading of ethical monotheism, Torah values, we will enter a messianic age of peace ruled by a Jewish king from the Davidic line, thus reestablishing the line of broken kings.
The ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching.
The Kaaba is the holiest site in Islam, which is in the Masjid al-Haram in Mecca. The Kaaba actually precedes Islam, and according to Islamic tradition, it was built by Abraham. The eastern stone of the Kaaba is the black stone, which according to Islamic tradition dates back to the time of Adam and Eve. This is in contrast to other historical research which claims that the black stone was originally part of a pre-Islamic pagan Arabic practice. Muslims throughout the world face the Kaaba during prayers. Judaism's holiest site is the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. It was the same spot where Judaism teaches that Abraham offered up Isaac, and the same spot where the other two Jewish temples stood. It was there where the divine presence of God rested and was visible for all to see as a pillar of fire. The center of the temple was the Holy of Holies, where the Ark of the Covenant stood. Jews around the world face the temple when praying. And Jews also await for the third and final rebuilding of the temple by the long-awaited Messiah.
The ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching one by one, the little one stops to suck.
Islam teaches that God initially made a covenant with the Jewish people that he eventually abolished because of their sins. And the Jewish texts that Jews hold dear were changed by the Jews, and only the Quran has the true uncorrupted message of the Torah within it. Jews as well as Christians are permitted to exist alongside Muslims if they take upon themselves a dhimmi status and pay the tax of the jizya. Judaism teaches that God does not break his covenants, and the same message that was first uttered to the Jews is still alive today. No one would deny that Islam as well as Christianity are offshoots of the first revelation to mankind, Judaism. And just as Christianity arose from the Jewish rejection of Jesus as the Messiah, Islam arose with the Jewish rejection of Muhammad as a prophet. As you have seen in the comparisons, they took almost everything Judaic and Arabized it.
The ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching one by one, the little one stops to suck his thumb. And they all go marching down, around, and under the ground. The ants go marching two by two, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching two by two, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching two by two, the little one stops to tie his shoe. And they all go marching down, around, and under the ground. The ants go marching three by three, hurrah.